What up, people? Cooking in the kitchen, your boy Pop Shot,
Emilio,
Meezy,
Mike,
aka 1200 Wayz.
1200 Wayz.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. We're in the studio right now.
I have a follow-up question for that 1200 Wayz.
Alright.
We're gonna get to it later.
Yeah,
We're gonna get to it later.
But we're in the studio right now. It's gonna show us how he gets down.
It ain't cooking in the kitchen, it's cooking in the stew. Alright, so 1200 Wayz, we talking Kama Sutra shit?
Kama Sutra. No, man. Look, check it out. As y'all know, I came to the Valley from somewhere else, which happens to be Compton, California. You know, the block that I grew up on was a 1200 block on the east side of Compton. And so that's where all my little monikers come from, Meezy 1200, all that stuff. It all comes from just growing up in that environment, not forgetting, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that I stay true to who I am and I never forget. That's why I got the big 310 with the crown right there. Everybody know, man. But I love the 760 though. I love 760. There's a lot of good people out here. I've been knowing these guys for a long time.
Pretty much about as hot as it gets up in this bitch, 760.
We're dealing with that right now. Yeah, shit, what, it rained for what?
It rained
15 seconds?
It rained for 2 days and everybody lost their mind. It was like Miley twerking, knowing you what to do.
Hey man, I say let her twerk. Maybe that's something that was in her nature the whole time, you know what I'm saying? And people held it back. And she was like, fuck that. And that's what we're doing right now.
I needed that for sure.
Alright, so like I told y'all, man, we're gonna start looking at the different aspects of Imperial Valley hip hop and whatnot. So we're talking producer now. We're talking to a producer right here. In so many words, define your style.
My style, unorthodox. I don't have a style. I don't practice genres. You know, I'm a musician. I came up playing instruments all through elementary. I started playing instruments in elementary, and you know, I played the brass section, I played the little woodwinds, played drums, and so it just carried on. And I just love music, so there's no, don't put me in a box. Don't put me in a box. You never know what you hear come out of here. You might hear some pop, you might hear some trance, you liable to hear anything. But my major influence for making beats is the one, the only, the West Coast Don, Battle Cat.
Oh, Battle Cat.
Yes, sir. You know that.
That dude gets overlooked too much.
He gets way
too overlooked too much.
There's so many hits that can be contributed to this man, from hardcore gangster rap to R&B. And
the favorite beat of his that you can name off the top of your head.
My favorite beat would probably be You. It's a song by a group called Lucy. And it's a really good song. It features Snoop Dogg and old boy from New York, Q-Tip.
What?
With the lead singer from he used to be part of
Y'all want to hear a clip of it? We're gonna hear a clip right now.
I put it down for the LBC. I put it down for a place called.
Yeah, I'll be alright. But who's in it? Raphael Sadiq. He used to be part of
Tony.
Yeah. And he made a group called Lucy something, but
Lucy Pearl.
Lucy Pearl, yeah. And they had the song You.
Completely fucking lost.
The song is hard, man.
Yeah, do that shit.
All I really want is you.
When was that fucking when did that group came out? I forgot.
They came out in the 90s.
Yeah, like in the 97,
90s.
98 and shit.
Yeah, late 90s, and the song was really, really good. But he can be contributed for a lot of your favorite songs. Cali is Active, that's one. I love that beat. Really good beat. E40, na 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 na.
Oh
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Battle Cat, he's all over the place. He's all over West Coast music. His signature is everywhere. Heavy funk bass lines and
like that G-funk shit.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, Warren G, he does a really good G-funk interpretation, but Battle Cat is most definitely the man. When you doing G-funk and you making G-funk beats, you're trying to emulate him.
His soul's in the room. It has to be.
Man, it has to be. It's like getting a gangster rap song without Nate Dogg. It just,
Yeah.
you know, you hear all
Right.
these songs and it just be like, man, that song is great, but it would have been better with Nate.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like sampling and making sure you know you got a little bit of that Kanye and Ninth Wonder in the area too.
Yeah.
It's like the
most
tacos
definitely.
without the salsa.
The tacos without the salsa.
Or the fries with cheese without the guacamole.
Hey,
Impossible.
That works though. It works. If you get them from Johnny's.
Oh shit. Alright, so do you have any like favorite beat right now that you've been working on? Like, did you want to just show somebody real quick to play a little bit?
Okay.
Little thing?
Well, this beat right here, I was working on it for the clip. As you see, I got it all in MIDIs. I don't have any sounds here. I wanted to show people, you know, how you can play with beats. You just got your MIDIs going on. You see, I hit the play. Ain't nothing going on, but I'll start inserting things, and we just see where we go from here. And let me put it on a song. Throw it in here. First of all, let me.
So while you're doing that, explain your setup, man. What you working with right here?
Oh man, I'm working with a whole lot. The computer is custom built by me because I just happen to be a nerd in my part time.
And what's this? What's this beat right here?
This is my baby. This is my MPK 49. You know, when I'm sampling and doing stuff, I'll get in here. I'll set my beat patterns to the FPC and Fruity Loops and really just get down in there. You see, we got what 32 keys here. We got mixer knobs, everything set. I even have my own custom setting when I'm really working. Got the FL Meezy, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So we can really get it in. And it's all about your arsenal, man, when you're making beats. You can never have enough VSTs and sounds. You have to be able to expand your sound. See, like, this is a cool bass for a nice funky song, but you gotta be able to fatten it up. See what I'm talking about? Throw some LFO on there. Let it wobble a little bit. As far as the setup, we got a Rocket 8. We got the Rocket 10 underneath. And Digi-Rack 02. Yeah, that's the meat and potatoes, man. I don't get no lag, man. I don't know what lag is.
I do. I do.
If you loading VSTs, man, you can't load more than 4. Go get you a nice, good, powerful sound rack, man. Get you a nice, powerful one. It's gonna do you. This one's pretty old, but it still gets the job done, and the sound is really good.
Okay.
Other than that, let's get back to this. So we got our bass going. Now, you cannot have the West Coast formula without that funky piano. Me, for this track, we're gonna use a Rode. So, expansion that I have from my contact, and it's a really good one. It is called the Janus MK2.
Janus.
What you do is you load that bad boy up and let it do what it do. And the thing about working with Fruity Loops is that's so beautiful is that you can play with your sounds. I don't want this Rode. I can switch it right there.
Yeah.
Now, your West Coast lead. Really, if you got this Mini Monster VST, man,
Monster VST.
You can't go wrong. It has every funk sound imaginable. All you do,
I
yeah.
can't get that one to work.
I'll work it out for you. You scan up because you probably didn't set your path right here.
Negative.
You scan up and see all these sounds open up. So now we can play. We got bells. Why is it not playing? I did it again. Let's replace that MIDI. Remember, when you're dealing with MIDIs, you have to replace and not insert.
For y'all who don't know, alright, when you're working on FL Studio, and all a lot of cats using it, you gotta make sure if you already have a MIDI set out, like the keys you have, like you're playing on the piano, when you want to replace that sound with something, you do that. You have to hit replace. Right click on the sound, scroll down where it is replace, and you'll see all your sounds. We're talking Citrus, Nexus, freaking Mini Monster, Gladiator. Put that sound in and it'll automatically take those MIDIs and formulate it to the sound that you want to hear.
Yes, and also remember, you can do everything with Fruity Loops. There is no end. You got some new sounds, you go to insert, you hit more. See, this is actually all the stuff that I do have. I'm just not running it all. You see all these
Let's open it up one more time.
that are not checked. You know what I'm saying? VST Monster, man. I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on VSTs because you can never have enough.
Talking
Never.
money. Hold on. We're talking money now.
We're talking money now.
We're
talking money
let's
now.
stop this.
All right.
For anyone who wants to open up a studio or basically just set up a home studio,
Yeah.
how much just so they can say, you know what, I can make beats and they can sound half decent?
Okay. Now what you gotta realize is that this bad boy right here is very important to your home setup. If you don't have no power on your tower, then you're gonna run into a lot of problems. Who goes there?
Trey,
No, go away.
I gotta go. I gotta put on my shoes.
Oh, come get your shoes, son. This the next hot producer right here. He plays every instrument just like his dad, man. He's on it. He's ready to go.
Saying hidden still.
Yeah. But your tower is very important. I would most definitely start off with a quad core something. If it's AMD or Intel, just make sure it's quad core and you got about 3 gigahertz of processing power. That's the start right there. Now, one of the more important things that you're going to get into is what's relaying your sound. What type of sound card do you have? Do not use anything that's stock. If it's on the motherboard, it's trash. Point blank period. Don't do it.
This is for desktops.
This is for desktops. For Macs, you pretty good to go, man. Just get you a nice little interface and you good to go.
Audio
But
interface.
if you really into making beats, you gotta have a strong tower and you gotta have a strong interface. That's why I went with the Digirac 02. You could use something like the
Inbox Mini.
the
that's what I
Inbox. That works great. Or that new Inbox 3.
Yeah.
That one's nice.
That was nice.
You know what I'm saying? Digiracs. But if it's on the board, if it's stock, don't mess with it. If it's a video card, I mean a sound card that's built for gaming, then it's wrong. Okay?
Because that's more visual.
Yeah. You're dealing with creating music. Creating music and listening to music is 2 totally different things. That's why we rock monitors instead of like subwoofers and regular house stereo stuff.
And that's a lot of cats don't understand that right here. This is probably gonna be one of the longest Cooking in the Kitchen episodes, and it's a lot of knowledge. You know what I mean? And you know when it comes down to rapping, it's real simple. Hey, write something. Make sure you feel it. Make sure you understand it. And it's really artistic. But when you're looking at the producer side, that's the sciences of the art.
It really is.
There's a lot of mental, which sucks for producers who happen to rap.
Like me.
Like me. Because you end up being the Mark Twain of the sea, you know, for anyone who knows that. You know, you go out there because you think that being able to produce your own thing will make you more creative, when in fact it stunts your creativity because you have to be so logical.
It does.
And a lot of people don't think that. They're like, oh, I can make my own beats, so then it'll make it easier to rap. No,
then you sound like Soulja Boy.
It's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. It's really hard for someone who produces to sit there and write to their own beats, because what you do as a producer, you're painting a canvas. And as an artist, a writer, you have to repaint over the canvas you just painted.
Yeah, that's why if I do use my own beat, I work with other people. I don't do a song by myself. Because once you've heard the beat so much, it's hard to draw up an idea to a beat that you've been working on for a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that's another thing, guys.
Me, I stopped listening to it until it becomes foreign to me. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, who did this?
Let me get this point across. Let me get this point across. When you're working on a quality product, you do not make 15 beats in one day. because 14 of those beats are going to be garbage. Point blank, period.
They're not beats, they're ideas. You make 15 ideas,
Yeah.
maybe. And guess what? You're gonna go back and like 3 of them, and from those 3, you'll be able to develop on 2 of them, and from those 2, you'll only be able to master one of them. And from that one, you might hate it tomorrow.
So take your time with your music, man. Take your time. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of missing elements in the music. There's a lot of people who overcompensate because there's no lyrics. Me being a writer, also, I tend to do that sometimes. I overcompensate for what's missing, which is the lyrics. So just keep all that in mind, man. And sometimes less is more.
That's why I get lucky. I love bare bones, the skeleton of it, because I love lyrics.
You gotta remember that the voice is an instrument also, man. It brings it all together. It's like gumbo. You can't have it without rice.
You have to leave room for it. You have to leave room for that instrument, because you cannot create that instrument on keys.
Exactly.
The artist has to create that instrument, and rappers themselves, they need to understand that your voice, your lyrics aren't just words. Your voice is an instrument, and you need to ride that beat. You need to take the time, not just to write down the words, but how you're gonna say those words. Because you can have the dopest lyrics, but if you're not saying them with the beat,
man, riding the beat is everything. If you can't ride the beat, then you're lost. You're lost. Your song's horrible. It sucks already. It sucks already.
So once again, monitors. How much those cost?
These were $349 a piece when I bought them. They're $249 a piece now. So
a piece. That's one, just for one. And why do you get them? Why would you buy monitors over a home stereo?
Because you want true sound. You want true sound. You don't want anything with amps built in, because they're going to enhance everything. You want, when you turn it up, you want it to be clear. You don't want any additives in your sound.
And that's what a lot of people don't know. When you're running off an amp or you're running off a home stereo, a lot of them will have their own EQ. When you put it flat, it's still EQ'd.
Even when it's flat, it's still EQ'd. It's still EQ'd. You got bass knobs and everything. Everything in here is set to a certain frequency. When I set my subwoofer up, I had to actually download software and tune it to these certain frequencies, just so when I increase or decrease the volume or set the volume in a certain spot, that it just carries that tune that I'm looking for. You don't want your main or your mids and your highs to carry low end, because that's going to give you a false low end. You're going to listen to it here. It's going to sound like it's thumping nice and clear. You're going to take it and play it somewhere else, and then your bass is going to be distorted. And a lot of you guys need to really get a hold of this right here. This is your mixer, okay?
Oh, let me zoom in on this one right here.
This is your mixer.
And the mixer, you can see it if you're running on Pro Tools. You have the same thing. It's your mixer board.
It's the same. It's the same exact thing.
Pro Tools, Studio One,
for anything that you use.
Ableton,
Adobe Audition, whatever you use, and if you're still rocking cool at it, it's the same thing
right there. There's a mixer board, and that's crucial.
This is very crucial, because what you're gonna do after you got all your samples in. Let me go ahead and finish adding these samples for you guys.
All right, y'all, what's up? We back. We about to listen to the finished product by Meezy. Play that. Some drum.
You throw some hi-hats over there, ching it out. But like I was telling you guys before we went to break, something that y'all need to see. This is what you want to do. Once you got all your patterns, you want to double click on the one on the top. It's gonna select everything. Okay. You come over here to this mixer. You go to this insert number 1. You want to right click, link selected channels. Then you go to start from this track. If you link to this track, it's just gonna link the first one. Okay. But if you go to start from this track, it's gonna lay all your tracks out. Boom. So now you got them over here. So you can see if you're clipping, what sound is louder than the other one. You mess with your frequencies, you know? Let's come over here, get you an EQ going. I love using this EQ too. What you want to do is you want to clean out all the white noise. The white noise is this light pink that you got going on here. The pink noise is good. Those are frequencies that you need. Once you start clearing out those sounds, it's going to clear up the actual sound that you're working with. And we're just going to do a quick one for this video so we can get everything really clear. You know, you EQ it to your liking, to your sound preference. No one should ever be able to tell you how you should sound. You make your sound, you create your sound, you do what's right for you. Don't ever let anybody create you or tell you what you should sound like. That's the first no-no.
Alright, Meezy.
So there you go, just some quick pointers. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load something up for you guys. That's a finish. It's gonna be a finished West Coast beat, battle cat style, of course.
All right.
And I hope y'all enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making it.
Before that, you have any final thoughts? Any producer, any dude out there, any artist, just, you know, overall blanket of what you learned from your experience?
Man, master your craft, master your trade. If you don't know how to play the keyboard, go and learn. You know, it's good to know how to articulate what's going on up here. Anybody who makes beats like I do, we don't build off of somebody else's sound. I love samples, don't get me wrong. People that make sample beats, they're hot beats.
Thank you.
When you hear music going on in your head and these sounds are constantly playing, you need to be able to articulate them here. And that's very important. If you do not know how to play the keyboard, get something that's going to help you. There's a lot of programs out there that plays keys. You know, if you can't play an E flat major, there's a program that can play it for you. There's a VSTs that has all the chords right there. Then you can chop them and cut them and do whatever you need to do to them. But master your craft, man. Don't be a slouch. Don't be a slouch. Come with it. And if you really believe in yourself, invest in yourself. There's nothing wrong with starting small, but at some point you're going to have to expand. You're going to have to do more. You're going to need more. Because in order to get that sound that you're looking for, you got to spend that bread. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing. So get out there and get it. Don't wait for it. I do music because I love it. I know that I'll make good beats. If I get rich one day, then so be it. I would love to be in that category. But if not, I'm still going to make music. I'm never going to stop. And it will never stop. It hasn't stopped in like 20 years. So I'm in it for the long haul.
Alright, before we forget, shout outs, plugs.
Shout outs, plugs. First, I want to give a shout out to my boys, my partners in crime. Y'all probably know us way back in the day. We used to be in a group called PMC. Sly Bug the Beast. Y'all can check him out, man. He got a little something going called the Buzz Tape. To my main man, my right hand man, my Ace Bloom Coon, my partner in crime, man. He was part of what you guys heard earlier today. My boy J5, aka Hits, aka Who That Boy, aka That Boy, aka Small Town Hits. My nigga Adam Lukey Dookie, you know what I'm talking about? J5, man, go check him out. He got some really hot beats on SoundCloud. We've been doing it together for years. A good cat. Want to give a shout out to my boy Pop Shot, you know. My homegirl CC. My boy Sicko, C1. My nigga H Deuce. My boy TY and Imperial. You know, it's a lot of hot people out here in this valley. And if y'all gave us half a chance, you would see that we got some really good stuff going on. We need y'all support. We need to support from here.
Can't forget about Pookie Bear.
Yeah, it's Pookie Bear. Yeah, man.
There's gonna be someone in the comments. I'm Pookie baby, motherfucker. Cooking in the kitchen. We'll be coming back with some more shit. But yeah, just
100 Wayz. Holla.
yeah.